A Venus flytrap, one of the weirdest plants in the world that can eat anything that goes near it. Now, as mysterious and weird as a Venus flytrap is, there are a lot more bug-eating plants out there, and in this video, I bought different types of hungry plants that I will feed live prey to see how the plants kill and eat the bugs. So I went online, bought some hungry plants, and a few days later, I got a package. And you guessed it, John is back and delivered our deadly plants. Can we get a welcome back John in the comments? After opening it up, you can see we have loads of different plants to go with, but I think we'll start with the classic, the Venus flytrap. Now this Venus flytrap is crazy compared to the cheap ones that you can get in the store. It has a massive flower reaching out the top. I've never seen that before. Now before we give the plant some live prey, how does a Venus flytrap actually work? Well, it's pretty simple. The plant lures insects with a sweet nectar smell. Then, once the bug goes onto the mouth, there are tiny hairs waiting to be moved. Once those hairs move, the Venus flytrap closes and traps the prey. Then, over the next few days, it will slowly digest the bug that's trapped inside it, using it as fertilizer for the plant. Now, for its first meal, I wanted to try it with a fly. These small fruit flies can't actually fly as they have a mutation that stops them from flying. So it's a walk? John found that funny, didn't you, John? Now, when I placed the fruit fly onto the plant, I expected him to be attracted by the smell of the plant, but the fly didn't really care at all. So I then placed the fly back onto the plant and made sure I hit the little hairs on the Venus flytrap to give it the signal there was food on it. And pretty much straight away, the plant started to close. But just as it was about to fully close, the fly managed to somehow get out. I guess the fly was too fast or the plant was too slow. So I tried it one more time with the other mouth of the fly trap, and this time the fly couldn't escape and made a nice meal for the plant. Unlucky little guy. Next, I wanted to try something a lot bigger. I wanted to try a cricket to see if it would maybe close its mouth faster, as the cricket is a lot bigger. I put the cricket into its mouth of the plant, made sure I was hitting the hairs inside, and pretty quickly it started to close on the cricket. But again, it managed to escape. For some reason the fly trap is really slow. So I moved on to another one to give it one last chance. And this one closed extremely fast compared to the other one. Are there any flytrap experts out there that can let me know why some are really slow and then some are fast? Anyway, I tried to get an up close shot of the cricket inside, and you can see some movement, but it was fully stuck inside, and that was the end of the cricket. Now this next plant caused a mess. A sticky mess. You can literally see this weird stickiness all over my fingers and the plate. I promise it's from the plant. After struggling to get the plant out to show you it and prepare it for a feeding, it was so extremely sticky and wet, so I got some gloves. Wait, what video am I making? Now, if we look at this plant, it just looks like a weird spiky plant that has glue on it. Well, that's pretty much right. It's called a sundew plant. It's basically a glue trap that again has strong nectar smell on it, luring in flies or other small bugs. Once the bug goes onto the plant, it's pretty much stuck on it, like glue. Now once the bug is stuck on the plant, some species of this plant can actually curl around the bug and smother it using its weird sticky tentacles. So to see this in action, I'm going to start again with a fruit fly. After placing the fruit fly onto the plant, it sort of got stuck for a second, but again managed to escape. I think in shipping it might have lost a lot of its moisture, which is the reason it escaped. So I skipped the fruit fly again and tried a cricket, and this was completely different. After dropping the cricket onto the plant, he pretty much disappeared into the plant. Once I got a closer look, the cricket was completely stuck. I guess the weight of the cricket being much larger, and also the cricket having a much bigger surface area, meant it was a lot harder for him to escape. And now, over the next 15 minutes, the plant will slowly kill the cricket, and over the next week, will slowly feed on it. These plants are pretty crazy. This next plant is completely different to the other ones. Not only is it really weird looking, but this plant has been known to eat mice. Yes, you heard me right, mice. It has also been known to eat frogs, lizards, and even some birds. Yeah, this plant is crazy. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I got this mouse here, I'm only kidding. The plant isn't big enough for that yet, and I also wouldn't feed it a mouse. Now some species of this plant can become extremely big. In fact, it's one of the largest in the carnivorous plant family, with some reaching up to 40 centimeters in height. But how does this plant work? Well, it's pretty simple. Again, it lures bugs and animals with its sweet smell. Once the bug goes into the plant, the inside of it is extremely slippy, meaning the bug can't get out, and waiting at the bottom of this pit is a pool of digestive liquid waiting to slowly kill its prey. Now for this, I'm only going to use a fly, as a cricket might struggle to fit into this. And I'm not going to lie, I placed the fly into the plant and it was gone. Never to be seen again. Yeah, I expected more from this, but that's literally it, that's the plan. Now this next plan is crazy big. And yes, the background changed as I had to move stuff around. There's a big video coming next week that I'm sure you'll love, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. This plant is basically a pitcher plant, like the last one, except it's extremely long, making it almost impossible for anything to get out of this plant. It works the exact same as the last plant. It has a sweet smell. Once a bug goes near it, it has a slippery surface, causing it to fall into the pool, and over the next few weeks will dissolve it. Now again, it's hard for me to show the process, but I'll start with a fly and then a cricket again. It wasn't that exciting, I just popped the fly into it. There isn't really much to say or see, not gonna lie. The fly fell all the way down to the bottom. I even tried to show you guys it just to see if I could maybe see the fly, but the neck of the plant is so huge and narrow that it's almost impossible to see the bottom of this plant. It's almost like the black hole of plants. Once something goes in, that's it. Next was the cricket. Now I actually thought the cricket might be able to climb out or struggle to go down the neck of the plant. But to my surprise, it actually fell all the way down to the bottom and I couldn't even see it, which is crazy considering how narrow the neck of this plant actually is. Listen, I tried to show you, but there's only so much I can do with this plant. Now the last plant was again a sticky plant. Although it doesn't look like it would be a bug-eating plant at all, in fact, it just looks like a bunch of leaves, but this specific plant actually captures tiny bugs, like ants or springtails, rather than big bugs like flies and crickets. But at the time, I didn't know that, and I tried a fly anyway just to see how it works. This plant can actually come in all shapes and sizes too. In fact, most of these plants will sprout small flowers to attract the bugs to it and then get stuck on the plant. With that being said, it was time to add the fly. As well, as you can see, the fly literally walked all over the plant without a care in the world. In fact, the fly didn't even slow down at all. It could have been because of shipping again, where it lost moisture, but like I said, the most likely cause would have been that the fly is too big for the plant and they're meant to be using tiny insects instead. So there isn't even a point of me using a cricket on this. Now, I think we can all be glad that plants like these are not the size of humans, or they would be extremely scary plants to deal with. But for now, we'll let the bugs deal with their life-size flesh-eating plants. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next on the channel. More ants, more hatching eggs? Let me know, as it helps a lot. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit different this time, but it was still cool to test these plants out nonetheless. So subscribe if you don't want to miss a future video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.